Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ryan from Seaway Sports Lounge. This is a little quick episode of Leafs Time Out. It's a quick little update. Apparently, there's been some news over the last day and actually into tonight. It's May 30th right now with this recording. Anyway, I'm going to go over a coach that was hired by another NHL organization, and then I'm going to talk about the GM search. Apparently, things are starting to move forward, and it sounds actually like the Maple Leafs are about to close up their GM search. So I'm going to go over the name that's been mentioned and also what I think of this guy and go from there. So with that, let's just hop right into it. So Spencer Carberry, who was the assistant coach for the Maple Leafs and ran our power play, was hired by the Washington Capitals today. He was signed to a 4-year deal. This guy was pretty much sought out by any NHL organization that had a vacancy right now. He was rising star within the coaching ranks over the past couple of years. Luckily, the Maple Leafs were able to get him, and obviously with the like top five, even I think top three power play he's had over the past 2 years, clearly helped, bolster his resume, and being with the Maple Leafs helped too. But anyway, he ended up going to the Capitals, who we actually worked for in the past. He was part of the AHL affiliate, the Hershey Bears. He was their head coach for a while. So Washington already knew what they were kind of getting with him, but obviously now with 2 years of NHL assistant coach experience, that obviously put him on a higher level than other people. Now, for me, I find this is great. I like the fact that assistant coaches are now being hired more often in the NHL. I mean, you always see this in sports where, let's say, about 5 or 8 coaches get fired and then they all get shuffled around to other teams, but they're still the same guys. Well, you know what? It's time to bring in new blood, new ideas, new ways of thinking. If Spencer Carberry can do that for the Capitals and make a change that makes them better, well, so be it. But it's really good for the NHL to see those younger generation guys coming in to coach or GM or whichever, any kind of form of management. So it's good. And anyway, hats off to Spencer Carberry. Thank you very much. You did a great job for the Leafs. We had enjoyed that power play. And you know what? All the best to you over in the Washington Capitals. Now, the big part and the second part is Brad Treliving named as the GM of the Maple Leafs question mark. Well, so apparently tonight in the last 30 minutes or so, apparently he was saying that Darren Dreger of TSN was saying that it looks like Maple Leafs are wrapping up their search and Brad Treliving is going to be named the GM. Now, I don't know how true that is. It's been spreading across the web over the last 20 minutes. Toronto has been running their search rather quick, obviously for reasons that they had to, with the fact that they have the draft looming, they have the combine coming up, they have also the fact of unrestricted free agency day, everything else they have to do with all their stars that they feel they may need to do sooner than later. They need a GM, and you know what? They're going to get if they choose this person, he is their GM. Now, my opinion about Treliving himself, I don't know much about him. Obviously, we all know everything about Dubas because he's been part of the organization for so long and he's been in the news all the time. So, is Treliving the right fit? I don't know. I believe that he is capable of handling a job this big. I think he can handle a lot of pressure. I mean, this guy had probably all the pressure in the world when he was the GM of the Flames, whenever he lost two of his best players to basically unrestricted free agency and 2 years from now unrestricted free agency because Matt Kachuk wanted to leave. He wanted to go somewhere else in the United States. He wanted to go to Florida. In his defense, he did all he can. He made a Hail Mary trade. He got some pieces back for Kachuk, and well, Kachuk is now into the Stanley Cup Finals, which, by the way, he thanked Treliving at the end of his last game that he played. He actually said, "Thanks very much for letting me, like, setting this up for me to go to Florida." So obviously he has credentials and he has poise and character throughout the NHL. Obviously, many people know him well and probably have good communication and good relationships with him. I think he'll be a good fit for Toronto if they choose to hire him. I do believe he will be the guy. I have two guys in particular that I feel would be a better fit for me if I was the president, but I'm not the president of Toronto, of the GM of the Maple Leafs. But I feel that two guys would be Ray Shero and Dale Talon. Now, both guys I think are available. I know Talon is working for the Vancouver Canucks as a scout, but I'm sure that could be arranged if they wanted to talk to him. But as I said, if this is done, well, it won't happen. But I just feel that Talon would be a great fit for the Leafs. He can handle the pressure because he was in Chicago. Chicago, he rebuilt them fairly quick into a conference final. Then he ended up team, and then he ended up winning the Stanley Cup in 2010 with them. His name's on the cup with them, and he also helped build the Florida Panthers to where they are today. I know Bill Zito was also part of it, but I believe that he was a good fit, and he would be a good fit for the Leafs. Ray Shero built the Penguins. Their core is still active and still working really well in Pittsburgh all these years later. Good drafting person, knows how to draft well, and he's an architect, and that's what he did with the New Jersey Devils. He built them where they are. Tom Fitzgerald has done a great job, obviously, with them as well, since he's been named the GM after they move Shero along. But I feel that Shero would be also another fit that we should look at. But we'll have to see what the Leafs do. I do believe that Treliving is going to be. I think probably by the weekend at the most, we're going to wait to see who this person will be. They're not going to let this drag out too long because they have to get down to business. So anyway, I think that's the update. So if you like what I'm doing with the video, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the like or subscribe. If you want to get notification bells, hit the bell in the video. I will see you in the next video, and thanks very much for watching. Have a good night.